Today we're talking about a topic that's more common than you might think. Signs a girl likes you but thinks you're not interested. Welcome to The Stoic Rose, where we dive into the real relatable advice you need to navigate the complexities of love and relationships. Let's face it, many men miss out on amazing connections simply because they don't recognize the subtle signs a woman might be sending. It's not entirely your fault. Society has long placed pressure on women to be indirect about their feelings, leaving you to decode a mix of quiet glances, fleeting smiles, or thoughtful gestures. The result, missed opportunities, misunderstandings, and maybe even regrets. But what if we told you there's a way to break that cycle? What if you could learn to spot these signs with confidence and clarity? That's exactly what we're going to unpack in this video. By the end, you'll have a solid understanding of the cues women use to express interest, even when they're convinced you're not paying attention. Here's a little teaser. Could her lingering eye contact, nervous laughter, or thoughtful compliments mean more than you realize? Stick around because we're about to unlock the secrets to understanding her subtle signals ready to level up your relationship game. Let's dive in. Why do women hide their interest? It's a question that has left many men puzzled, often leading to misunderstandings and missed opportunities to truly understand. We need to dive into the societal, emotional, and personal factors that shape how women express or conceal their feelings first. Let's talk about societal norms and pressures. For generations, traditional gender roles have encouraged women to be more reserved in expressing romantic interest. The idea of being too forward often carries negative connotations, pushing women to rely on subtle cues rather than direct declarations. While modern relationships have shifted in many ways, these grained expectations still linger, especially in cultures where modesty and restraint are valued. Then there's the fear of rejection. Let's be real. No one likes putting themselves out there only to be met with indifference. For women, the stakes can feel even higher. There's a genuine fear of being misinterpreted or judged harshly if their feelings aren't reciprocated. This fear often leads them to adopt a play-it-safe approach, where their interest is communicated through indirect signs rather than bold moves. Cultural and individual variations also play a huge role. Personality traits, like shyness or introversion, can make some women naturally less expressive. Similarly, past experiences, whether positive or negative, can influence how openly they show interest. For instance, someone who's been hurt in the past may be more cautious, while cultural norms may encourage subtlety as a sign of respect or self-control. So why should you care? Understanding these dynamics is a game changer. It shows that you're not just paying attention. You're emotionally intelligent and empathetic, two traits that women find incredibly attractive. Recognizing the reasons behind her behavior allows you to interpret her actions more accurately and respond in a way that builds trust and connection. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to see through the veil of subtlety and understand her interest for what it really is, an invitation to connect. Keep watching, because the next part is where we uncover the signs she's been hiding all along. 1. She keeps the conversation going. One of the clearest signs of interest is when she puts effort into keeping the conversation alive, whether it's in person or through texts. She actively engages, asks follow-up questions, or shares more about herself to maintain the flow. For instance, she might message you about something seemingly random like a funny meme or an article she thinks you'd like. These aren't just casual gestures. They're her way of staying connected. Even when the topic runs dry, she finds ways to keep the interaction going, such as asking about your day or diving deeper into your shared interests. If she's investing time and energy into talking to you, it's a good indication she values the connection. Pro tip: notice her enthusiasm. If she's consistently engaged in conversations with you, even initiating them, at times she's likely trying to show her interest without saying it outright. She finds excuses to be around you. If she's always finding ways to be near you, it's not just a coincidence, it's intentional. She might choose a seat close to you at a group event or find reasons to frequent the places you hang out, for example. Does she show up at a coffee shop you've mentioned loving? Or perhaps she lingers after group activities just to chat with you. A little longer, these small efforts signal that she enjoys your presence and wants to spend more time with you. Pro tip, look for patterns if she consistently makes an effort to be in your proximity. It's a sign she's interested but hesitant to express it directly. 3. She notices the small details about you when someone cares. They pay attention. If she remembers tiny details about your life like your favorite movie, a story you shared weeks ago, or even how you like your coffee, it's a clear sign she's interested. She might bring up these details in conversations to show she's been listening. For example, she might say, "I saw a book the other day that reminded me of your favorite author," or "How did your presentation go? You mentioned it last week." Pro tip, don't overlook this. Remembering the little things is her way of saying, "You matter to me." 4. She gets nervous or fidgety around you. Sometimes attraction brings out nerves. If she seems a little awkward, fidgety, or shock-eye around you, it could be because she's trying to navigate her feelings. Watch for signs like nervous laughter, avoiding prolonged eye contact, or playing with her hands or jewelry. When you're near, these aren't signs of disinterest. They're indicators that she's self-conscious because she likes you. Pro tip, help her feel at ease by maintaining a warm and approachable demeanor. If she relaxes over time, it's a strong sign her nervousness was tied to her feelings for you. 5. She compliment you thoughtfully. Compliments are a subtle but powerful way of expressing interest. If she's frequently complimenting you, but her remarks go beyond the surface, it's likely she's trying to show she notices and appreciates you. For instance, instead of saying, "Nice shirt," she might say that, "Color looks great on you. It really brings out your eyes." Her compliments often feel personal and genuine, focusing on things she admires about you. Specifically, pro tip, pay attention to her tone and the frequency of her compliments. If they're thoughtful and recurring, she's likely hoping you'll notice her interest. 6. She reacts to your social media posts. In today's digital age, social media engagement is a modern love language. If she's consistently liking your posts, commenting on your updates, or replying to your stories, she's likely trying to stay on your radar. For example, she might comment on a photo of your weekend hike with something like that. "Trail looks amazing. I've always wanted to go there." These interactions, especially when they're frequent, show she's paying attention and wants to connect. Pro tip, differentiate between casual interactions and consistent engagement. If she's actively engaging with most of your posts, it's not just friendly, it's intentional. 7. She shows signs of jealousy. Subtle jealousy is a strong indicator of hidden feelings. If her mood or behavior changes when she sees you talking to another woman, it's likely because she sees you as more than a friend. She might tease you lightly, saying things like, "You and Sarah seem to be getting close," or she might go quiet and seem less engaged when another woman eyes around. Pro tip, pay attention to her reactions. In group settings, if she becomes more attentive or protective when other women interact with you, her feelings might be stronger than she's letting on. 8. She mirrors your actions. Mirroring is an unconscious way of building rapport and connection. If she's subtly copying your body language, gestures, or speech patterns, it's a sign she's in sync with you. For instance, if you lean forward while talking, she might do the same. Or if you pick up your drink, she might follow suit. These small, almost invisible behaviors reveal a sense of comfort and attraction. Pro tip, test it out. Change your posture or gesture slightly and see if she follows. If she does, she's likely interested. 9. She opens up about personal things. When a woman feels comfortable and connected to you, she'll start to share more personal aspects of her life. This could include her dreams, insecurities, or past experiences, things she wouldn't share with just anyone. Opening up is a way of deepening the connection and seeing if you'll reciprocate. If she trusts you enough to be vulnerable, it's a sign she values their relationship and wants it to grow. Pro tip, respond with empathy and attentiveness. Showing genuine interest in her stories will strengthen the bond and encourage her to share even more. 10. She looks for reassurance. If she likes you but thinks you're not interested, she might seek subtle reassurance, This could come in the form of indirect questions like, "Do you think I'm good at this?" or comments that gauge your opinion of her like, "I wasn't. Sorry if you noticed, but I worked hard on that." Presentation. These moments aren't just about self-doubt. They're her way off to sting if you see her the same way she sees you. Pro tip offer: positive, genuine reinforcement, a kind word or small compliment can go a long way in showing her you notice and appreciate her. Efforts why men miss these signs. So why do so many men miss the subtle signs? Women send their way. It's not about a lack of intelligence or sensitivity. It's often a result of cultural conditioning, self-doubt, and the everyday distractions of life. Let's break it down. First, there's cultural conditioning from a young age. Many men are socialized to believe that romantic interests should be obvious and direct. Society often portrays attraction in movies or media as grand gestures or clear declarations. As a result, men learn to expect overt signals and may struggle to interpret the more nuanced, subtle cues women often use to express interest. When the signals don't match these expectations, they're easily overlooked or dismissed. Then there's the issue of overthinking and self-doubt. Let's be real, how many times have you second-guessed someone's behavior, convincing yourself that their actions were just friendly or coincidental? For many men, insecurity plays a significant role in missing these signs. Instead of trusting their instincts, they downplay her efforts, fearing they might misread the situation and come off as presumptuous. Another big factor is distractions. Life can get busy, and between work, hobbies, and other commitments, it's easy to overlook the quieter signals someone might be sending your way. Preoccupation with personal goals or routines can lead to tunnel vision, making it harder to notice when someone is trying to get closer to you. So what's the solution? The key lies in bridging the communication gap by improving awareness. Start by being present in your interactions. Really listen to what she's saying and pay attention to her body language. Small gestures like maintaining eye contact or asking thoughtful questions can help you pick up on subtle cues. Another tip: reflect on your own insecurities. Remind yourself that interpreting interest isn't about being perfect. It's about being open and observant. When you give yourself permission to trust your instincts, you're more likely to notice her efforts and respond appropriately. Ultimately, recognizing these signs isn't just about understanding her feelings. It's about building deeper, more meaningful connections. So take a moment to slow down, be present, and truly see the people around you. You might be surprised by what you discover. Coming up next, we'll explore how to respond when you notice these signs and take the first steps toward building a genuine connection. Stay tuned. How to respond when you recognize these signs. Now that you've spotted the signs, the next step is knowing how to respond. Understanding her subtle cues is one thing, but taking action in the right way is what will make or break your connection. Here's a step-by-step guide to navigating this process. Step 1. Acknowledge her efforts. First and foremost, recognize and appreciate the effort she's putting into showing her interest. Many women won't come out and say, "I like you," but their actions speak volumes. When you notice her keeping conversations going, remembering the little things, or finding ways to be around, you acknowledge it. For example, if she remembers a small detail about your favorite hobby, you could respond with, "Wow, I can't believe you remembered that. That's really thoughtful of you." This not only shows that you see her efforts, but also encourages her to keep expressing herself. Pro tip: genuine acknowledgement builds trust. It tells her that her subtle gestures aren't going unnoticed and that you value the connection she's trying to create. Step 2. Build comfort through communication. Creating a safe and comfortable space for her to express herself is essential. Many women hesitate to fully open up because they fear judgment or rejection. By fostering an environment of open communication, you make it easier for her to share her feelings. Start by asking thoughtful questions that show you're genuinely interested in her as a person. For instance, instead of asking surface-level questions like, "How was your day?" Hey, try something deeper, like, "What's something exciting you've been working on lately?" Pay attention to her responses and validate her emotions. If she shares something personal, respond with empathy and understanding. This will make her feel valued and more comfortable being herself around you. Pro tip: communication is a two-way street. Share parts of your own life and experiences to create a balanced dialogue. This mutual exchanges strengthens the bond and builds trust. Step 3. Take the lead respectfully. Once you've established comfort and trust, it's time to take the initiative. If you're confident she's interested, don't be afraid to make the first move. However, it's crucial to do this in a way that's respectful and considerate. For example, if you've noticed her putting in effort to be around you, suggest spending time together in a more personal setting. You could say something like, "I really enjoy talking to you. How about we grab coffee sometime?" Keep it light and non-threatening, giving her the option to say yes or no without pressure. Pro tip: timing matters. Make sure she feels comfortable and ready before taking this step. A respectful approach goes a long way in showing her that you genuinely care about her feelings. Step 4. Avoid misinterpreting signs. It's easy to jump to conclusions when you think someone likes you, but it's important to confirm her feelings to avoid misunderstandings. Subtle cues can sometimes be mistaken for friendliness, so take the time to observe patterns in her behavior. If you're unsure, ask open-ended questions to clarify her intentions. For example, you might say, "I've noticed we've been spending a lot of time together. It's been great getting to know you. How do you feel about that?" This invites her to share her perspective without making assumptions. Pro tip: don't rush building a connection. Takes time. And the more you observe and communicate, the clearer her feelings will become. Step 5. Foster open and honest dialogues. Ultimately, the key to a strong relationship is open and honest communication. Once you've recognized her interest and responded in kind, continue fostering a space where both of you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts and emotions. Be direct about your intentions and encourage her to do the same. For example, you might say, "I really enjoy spending time with you, and I'd like to see where this goes. How do you feel?" This level of transparency eliminates ambiguity and builds a foundation of trust. Pro tip: honesty doesn't mean being overly formal. Keep the conversation natural and sincere, focusing on mutual understanding and shared goals. In summary, responding to her signs is about balance, acknowledging her efforts, creating comfort, taking the lead, respectfully clarifying intentions, and fostering open communication. When done right, these steps pave the way for a meaningful connection that goes beyond subtle cues. Stay tuned as we explore common mistakes to avoid when interpreting her actions, because even the best intentions can sometimes go stray. You don't want to miss this. Mistakes to avoid when interpreting her actions. Even with the best intentions, it's easy to misinterpret someone's actions. Let's go over a few common mistakes you'll want to avoid when reading her subtle signs. First, don't jump to conclusions. Not every act of kindness or friendliness is a romantic gesture. For instance, just because she remembers your birthday or compliments your shirt doesn't necessarily mean she's interested in you romantically. Sometimes, these actions are simply part of her personality or her way of being polite. Making assumptions too quickly can lead to awkward situations or even strain the connection you already have. Next, don't overanalyze her behavior. While paying attention to subtle cues is important, obsessively scrutinizing every word, action, or gesture can create unnecessary pressure. For both of you, overthinking can also lead to misinterpretation, like assuming she's ignoring you when she's just having a busy day. Instead, focus on patterns and consistency in her actions, rather than isolated moments. Lastly, respect her boundaries. While it's great to notice her signs, it's equally important to honor her space and feelings. Pushing too hard or assuming interest without clear communication can come off as invasive. Always approach her with respect and sensitivity, ensuring she feels comfortable and valued in your interactions. Pro tip: balancing awareness with respect is key. When in doubt, take a step back and reflect on her actions holistically rather than reacting impulsively. Conclusion: so there you have it, the signs she likes you but thinks you're Not interested and the mistakes to avoid void when interpreting her actions from keeping conversations going to mirroring your actions. These subtle cues speak louder than words when you know how to recognize them. Remember, understanding these signs isn't just about building a romantic connection. It's about being emotionally intelligent and attuned to the people around you. Trust your instincts, take things at a comfortable pace, and don't be afraid to make the first move when the time feels right. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever missed or misread these signs before? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more real, relatable relationship advice. Thanks for watching. The Stoic Rose will see you in the next one.